Very good morning to everyone. Thank you all for joining today's session. Thank you all for joining today's session. It's the first workshop which we are um, conducting for the Grand Challenge. A little brief about Grand Challenge is that Cybersecurity Grand Challenge 2.0 is an initiative by Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology with collaboration with Data Security Council of India. Now, this initiative focuses on strengthening the nation's security competency and building capacity in key areas for securing the digital future. Now, notably, the Grand Challenge 2.0 boasts substantial increase in both the rounds, the kind of initiative, the mentorship, the prize money from its first edition, making it one of the most attractive and rewarding cybersecurity challenges in the nation. So today's session would be mostly be focusing on a vision behind the initiative and what we have in for 2.0. Along with, we'll be dissecting the problem statement further. So I'd like to introduce the speakers for today's session. Mr. Atul Kumar, Director DSCI, and Dr. Gaurav Gupta, Director METI, would be heading today's session. I'd like to hand over to Atul sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Hemang, and good morning, everyone. Hope I'm audible. Hemang, if you can just confirm. Yeah, perfect.
Yes, you're audible.
Sure. So, good morning, everyone. Once again, as Hemang has already set the context, the Cybersecurity Grand Challenge recently got launched by Secretary, Ministry of Electronics and IT on 15th of Jan. So, last time, many of you participating here would have heard about the Cybersecurity Grand Challenge 1.0, which got launched a couple of years back and concluded as well. It had around 3.2 CR as a prize money. And this time, thanks to Ministry of Electronics and IT, to expanding this whole initiative. And while we were conceptualizing this, we agreed to have 6.85 crores as the prize money, which is quite big in terms of coming in from the government side. Couple of interesting facts, and I'll share the presentation and I'll take you through the complete journey, how it is going to look like and what you can expect out of Cybersecurity Grand Challenge 2.0. But just to give you a sense in terms of the intent behind setting it up, see, currently, if you look at India has almost 400 cybersecurity product companies, slightly more than that actually. Couple of years back, almost a decade back, if you go, we had hardly 10 to 12 product companies, which has expanded. And these kind of initiatives actually helped us shaping this whole ecosystem. And today, proudly, we showcase our capabilities inside the country as well as on the global forums. And to achieve this kind of numbers, to achieve this kind of stature in the ecosystem, a lot of such initiatives like Grand Challenge and many more, mostly which has happened in the public-private partnership mode or jointly with industry and government, has helped a lot. And with that intent, we have conceptualized Cybersecurity Grand Challenge 2.0 this time. Again, before going into the presentation and getting into the nitty-gritties, the learning that we had in last so many years working with the startups, entrepreneurs, researchers, broadly speaking, all the, I'll say, pillars in the ecosystem who are working on the capability building, technology development, or creating the products and working on the research ecosystem, we tried incorporating almost all the support element which would be required for them. And from our side, we tried to enable all of those things so that it will become a very smooth journey for the researchers, for the startups, entrepreneurs, and the innovators to get into this product mode, I'll say, to come up with the products. We also, and this time the Grand Challenge has also featured one element where even a participant doesn't need to have a startup to start with. And that element got added, especially because of, or with the intent to include researchers in the ecosystem. So that because many of the researchers working on the problem statements, they might not have their startups registered with them. They can also work on the problem statements given under the Cybersecurity Grand Challenge, and Dr. Gaurav will be talking about that in detail as well. So all those problem statement, and once you reach to a level, then probably you can register a startup, and we are going to uh, help you out in terms of understanding what to do and how to do and how to go about the registration process and all those things. So with this, I'll share a presentation, and I'll take you through the nitty gritties, what we are sort of expecting out of the Cybersecurity Grand Challenge 2.0. Hope my screen is visible. No?
Not yet.
Hemant?
Not yet.
Let me reshare again.
So I think while Atul shares the screen, yeah,
Is it
he's back.
visible? If you can confirm, I think some. I've shared it again.
I think it's not visible. Hemant, can you try once from your end?
I'll just try it. If it could be visible, just give me a moment.
I think it takes a moment to get live. Else, I can just continue without the screen as well, just to make sure we are on time. So again, meanwhile, when Hemang is trying to share from his end, I'll continue so that we'll not spend more time on just experimenting on this. So again, coming back to the overall objective, definitely it's to promote innovation and entrepreneurship in the country, honor and recognize the startups who are putting that effort, along with the innovators and researchers. We we are intended to have products coming in to support the digital India. And if you look at the way we are looking at becoming the Viksit Bharat, the developed nation by 2047, a significant contribution is going to be from the digital economy side. And that time, it is required to have in-house capabilities in the country. And with that intent, we are definitely looking at the Make in India and the capabilities in the country. Incentivization and support is integral part of this initiative, which I'll share further. Couple of interesting fact that probably as a participant or aspirant for the Grand Challenge you would like to know, that is, this is for startups, definitely. It is for the academia, researchers, and we are going to enable a lot of things for them. For example, a basic element when as a researcher I'm getting into the startup journey, many time I have the doubt that how this whole journey will um, go along, right? Even to address those kind of things, we are going to conduct sessions, we are going to have one-on-one discussions with successful entrepreneurs, so that it will the challenges that sometimes we have in mind, and uh, if we can hear from the person who has already gone through the journey, that would solve. And even in between the specific support which is required for those people, that we are trying to address during this whole journey of 1 year. Another interesting fact here is the IPR being developed out of CSGC 2.2, and I'll keep saying CSGC, it is Cybersecurity Grand Challenge, just to make it shorter. So under the CSGC 2.0, the whole IPR, the 100% ownership will remain with the team who is developing that. And that too, when this kind of funding is coming in, is still the ownership is with the IPR. Mentorship is one of the critical element here and the very important thing in the whole journey. So whether it's technical mentorship or a business mentorship, we are going to have both sort of provisions, one-on-one as well as in the form of groups, that we are going to conduct based on the need at different stages. I'll give you an example. If something I'm not going to the specifics, but I'll take a generic example. If you're working on some solution and you are stuck at a level where you want to understand something on a certain protocol, right? That kind of a specific mentorship we can offer under the CSDC 2.0. And for that, with our connect with the industry, government, and academia, we are going to request them to be the mentor in this. And this was successfully done in the CSDC 1.0. And thanks to all the security chief security officers, CIOs, and various technologists in the ecosystem who extensively supported this journey. Because this is again a joint effort. It's not just like a DSI or a Metis running this show. It is like an effort from the ecosystem to support this ecosystem. It's like that. So from that side, as we have done last time, again we are going to conduct a lot of mentorship sessions. Beyond that, we are also going to sort of nurture the ideas coming in from early stage players, maybe a startup or a group of researcher, even if you are not qualified at different stage. So don't worry about it, because it's important. If you have capability, we are really keen to have your products coming in the market. And for that, definitely at different stages, we are going to shortlist bunch of companies at different problem statements at different stage. But at the same time, if your idea is worthy, even if it is not qualified, and we means the jury panel assesses that it is worth pursuing, we are going to support those ideas as well through our different means. For example, one of the public-private partnership model which is successfully running here is National Center of Excellence, which is DSA and Metis initiative. There, we are supporting early stage startups. Here, and this is just one example of the support. There could be many such platforms where we are going to support those ideas as well, which are not even qualified at any stage. And this has happened last time as well. So it's an established practice. We are going to pursue that. And because of that, my request to all the aspirants and the budding entrepreneurs to at least nominate, try to come in this, I'll say, the game of entrepreneurship. And don't worry whether you'll be qualified, whether you'll reach to the next level or not. First, get into this. With this, I'll come to the prize money, which is one of the interesting element for many of you. So again, taking a reference from the last year, we had 3 stages: idea stage, MVP stage. MVP is minimum viable product. And the third stage was, and that was the final stage, it is final product stage. This year, even a lot of startups and researchers have reached out to us asking about the one add-on that we have made this time, which is the go-to-market stage. So now we have 4 stages: idea, MVP, final product, and go-to-market stage. Now, idea and MVP is very clear. Like, first you will start with the idea. If you have some thought on that particular problem statement, we have 6 problem statements, and you'll pick 1 or 6 to start with based on your capability set, and then you'll start with the idea, conceptualizing your idea. When you conceptualize your idea, you move to the MVP stage with the support of extensive mentorship, definitely. At idea stage, per problem statement, we are going to identify 6 teams. At MVP stage, we are going to shortlist 3 teams out of those 6 per problem statement. And at the final stage, per problem statement, we are going to identify 1 team. And here, till MVP stage, as a team, you don't need, even if you are a group of researchers, you don't need to have a startup registered. But after qualifying at MVP stage, we are going to ask you to register a startup and make a formal team. But before that, it is open for anyone, any team who can come and register. Now coming to the last leg of this, which is go-to-market stage. What happened actually last year, we had 3 stages. At the final stage, we were evaluating product capability, the technical capability, as well as the market readiness of that. That means the business side of your offering. That means the business and technology we were evaluating together. what we have realized, it is important to allow the teams to focus on the technology as a journey till final product stage, and then add one more element where we are going to give some extra time, extra facilitation, and the mentorship, because business mentorship is significantly different. And once your product is more or less ready, then you have a better, I'll say, time, or a better, you will be in a better position to sort of plan out your go to market and the business strategies. That's why we have carved out this uh, stage as a separate stage. So again, to repeat, six teams at idea stage per problem statement. Out of these six, three at MVP stage, and at the final stage, one team per problem statement, and at the go-to-market stage, which is like a conclusion, we'll have three grand challenge winners, which is like a platinum, gold, and silver. And again, I'll repeat, at each and every stage, the important element here is not only the prize money, it's about the support that you guys are going to get out of it. And this support is definitely the METI team and DSI team is going to do, but along with the industry academy and government experts, which are coming along and going to sort of guide you throughout the journey. Even last time, we got a feedback on the nomination form, and sometimes the time you are spending on the nomination form, when you are filling up the nomination form, say at idea stage, my suggestion is, while working with all the startups and especially while interacting with the startups from idea stage till the last stage, uh, people who have spent good amount of time in filling up that those nomination form, even that has given good clarity to them about their the product roadmaps, because we have conceptualized the forms in such a way that it's going to interview you to look at different aspects of your product and your offering since idea stage till last stage. So again, my suggestion would be, get into that idea stage nomination form. Just don't fill it out. Spend time, think through, and then fill it out with the complete perspective and vision in hand. In terms of prize money, if I just double click that part, so at idea stage, per team, we are going to have 5 lakhs given to them. At MVP stage, 10 lakhs. This is more like a hand holding support that is going to them. At final product stage, we are going to have 25 lakhs for each one startup getting shortlisted per problem statement. And then at the final leg, which is the conclusion of this, the platinum will get 1 CR, gold will get 50 lakhs, and silver will get 25 lakhs. So in total, this is that comes to 6.85 CR as a whole, as a cumulative figure. So this is how the prize money looks like, and this is all available on the Grand Challenge portal. And we'll share the link once this is over. We're definitely going to send the mail to all of you with the link and everything. But yeah, this is all available on the portal, all the information. And that portal is going to be the single point of contact in terms of sharing of the information. So, but yeah, important thing, again, I'll repeat, it's not about just prize money. It is about the overall process under which you are going under way. So that is very important. Now, in terms of timeline, if you look at, and after timeline, I'll just cover a couple of more things as the specifics of this. We have launched on 15th of Jan. We have given 1 month of time to fill the nomination form. We have eliminated this clause of startup registration and all. Again, we are going to take 1 month in terms of evaluation. And you can see, like, we are going to spend almost a month time to evaluate, because we are going to give quite a decent time, and not going to rush it through. There is going to be a very high profile jury panel who is going to evaluate it. And going forward at MVP stage, you are going to have 2 months of time frame, then again 1 month of evaluation. Here we are going to, at this stage, if you qualify, we are going to request you to register a company. And again, some mentorship session will be happening at that time. For final product development, we are going to have 2.5 months of time frame, which is quite extensive, and again 1 month of evaluation. But in the timeline, if you look at, and this timeline is again available on the Cybersecurity Grand Challenge portal, I'll request Hemang if you can post the link on the chat box as well here, so people can look at it. Here, another element that we have added, in terms of support, we can fairly assume if somebody has reached to the final product stage, and we are confident that people are not going to shut the shop after that stage, even if they are not qualifying for the next. Considering that, we are not going to stop the mentorship and the support at this stage to the people who are not qualifying next. So for anybody who reached to the MVP stage and going forward at the final product development stage, by the time we are undergoing the evaluation, the team is going to support them in the go-to-market stage. So in short, if I say there's an overlap between the go-to-market stage and this stage evaluation. So in terms of timeline, you will see after evaluation, you are going to get only 1.5 months, but effectively you have 2.5 months for go-to-market, because we are not waiting whether you are qualifying or not at this stage. We are going to put all the energy and effort with those 6 startups who are going to, or some of them are going to enter in the final stage, which is go-to-market. And at this stage, we are going to help you in terms of planning out your go-to-market strategies, planning out some sessions where you can explore POCs, proof of concept with the user enterprises, customer validation, and all those kind of things. So what we are going to do, we are going to create platforms where you are going to present and interact with the CISOs and the CIOs, and from the government side as well, and from the industry, based on the relevance to your domain of work. And accordingly, you can move ahead and sign those POCs and enter in the market. And broadly speaking, hit the ground with a comprehensive strategies. And then finally, we'll have a 15 days time frame for us to have evaluation done at this stage. At every stage, from MVP onwards, it's not only we are going to evaluate and jury is doing it offline. At idea stage, it's going to be offline because of the number of nominations that we are going to receive. It's very difficult for having in-person presentations from each one of you. But this time we have asked teams to put a 5 minutes video recorded and share a link of that. So you can record a video at the idea stage, give a link, and this is available in the form, so that we are not only relying what you are filling in the form, we are looking at both the sides, what you are talking and what you are written. And at any given point in time, if jury feels we need to have some extra information from you, we'll definitely get back to you. And that's why we have kept almost a month in hand. But MVP stage onwards, we are going to have demos directly planned by the startups and the teams. Because here we are not relying solely on the forms filled. Definitely we are going to look at it, evaluate it, and that's going to be the base. But you are going to present. And that's why we keep 1 month at each stage in terms of evaluations. It's going to be a very thorough evaluation. And again, here, thanks to the jury members last time, and we are expecting the same thing in this year as well. Jury has taken a lot of effort in terms of evaluation. And again, we are going to do the same, hopefully this time. So this is how this whole Grand Challenge looks like. And after once we are done with the final evaluation, based on the availability of the dignitaries, we are going to plan the award ceremony, and we'll be inviting you all to join that. A couple of things in terms of specifics, if I just talk about here is, whenever you are filling up the form. So we have kept like one team leader and one team leader, and at least one team member has to be there in the team. You can go up to 1+3. So 1+3 is the maximum and 1+1 is the minimum. We want to have a team. It's not like an individual show, because at the end we want you to come up with a startup which is actually taking the things forward. So that's the whole intent. We want you to focus on the development here in India. It is applicable and open to everyone who is Indian citizen. You are allowed. There's no bar in terms of educational background, in terms of age, and all those kind of a thing. You can openly participate in this challenge. You just need to make sure that IPR that you are developing, the concept that you are developing, it's not breaching any IPR or copyright issue. All those kind of things you have to take care of that. This is all given in the rules and guidelines. In terms of support that you are taking from anybody outside of any component that you are taking from which is not being developed by you, we highly recommend and suggest that you disclose it prior hand rather than somebody else is getting it from other sources. We expect transparency so that transparently we can pass it on to the jury panel. And this is all given in the forms and the rules and guidelines. So we'll just request you to follow those things. In terms of rules, guidelines, and provisions, we tried making it very flexible, and I rarely see the kind of flexibility we have given in this challenge. That too, when this kind of huge prize money is involved. But yeah, against that, we are expecting a lot of support from all the participants to be transparent in terms of sharing, and definitely the lot of momentum we want from you guys. I got to know from the team, many of senior folks like industry leaders are also joining on those discussions. I request you to promote in your ecosystems as well, so that more and more startups and the teams can participate. Last thing that I'll say, and then I'll hand over it to Dr. Gaurav to talk about the problem statement. But the last thing that I'll say, initially I mentioned about don't worry about whether you are going to qualify, whether you are going to win it or not. We highly recommend that participate, because it's a national effort which is going on, and the way we'll create the momentum, this is going to create the, again, more vibrant ecosystem in the country. So with that perspective, we should encourage anyone in our known circle, irrespective of the background they're coming in. If they have expertise in cyber and their skill sets aligns with the problem statement what we have this time, highly encouraging to participate. At least you'll go through the journey and you'll become the part of the ecosystem, right? And then various support systems will be there to sort of take your journey to the next level. With this, I'll stop here and I'll pass it on to Dr. Gaurav. I hope we are on time as of now. Yeah. So, Dr. Gaurav, over to you.
Thank you, Atul, for the introduction of the program. And while Hemang pulls up the presentation for the problem statement, the very important thing is, as Atul told, you should participate. Don't worry about whatever ideas you get, because you will get time to implement those ideas. Right now, the selection initially will be on how novel is the idea, what kind of impact it is going to make, what kind of problem statement you are trying to solve. So that is the important perspective. And I'm sure if you have any question or any issue which you face, any technical issue you are facing, you can always write to the email ID, which again I will request Hemang to put in the chat box. You can always write your concern or issue which you are facing on that, and we will be promptly taking it up and getting it resolved. Hemang, can you pull up the presentation, please? So we have 6 broad problem statements, 6 broad areas, starting from API security to data security. Then we have wearable device security and privacy. We have clone and fake app mitigation. We have AI for threat detection and incident response. And we also have securing next generation biometric system. So these are the broad names. So let's start with the first one, which is API security. So in API security, today we live in the world where everything is served online, and mobile apps and anything and everything which we are doing through internet requires some kind of interaction where APIs become important. So we have a lot of APIs, and those are the sources from where data leakage can happen. APIs are being exploited, and making some simple change in one particular API can have a cascading effect. So what can be done to ensure that uh, the API ecosystem is secure? What kind of solution you can envisage, which can ensure that the data breaches do not happen because of the safety and security concerns of the API? What kind of framework can you develop to evaluate and ensure that APIs are secure? So that kind of solution will fit into this particular problem statement. So this is the broad API security related issues. You can think any problem which you might have encountered, which you think needs solution, which is solving this in efficient and economical manner. That would be great. So that is one part of it. Then we have data security, because data is the key. We are generating so much of digital artifacts. We also have now Data Protection Act and data protection rules are published for public consultation. So exfiltration of data by any means requires some kind of solution. What can we do to ensure that data is not exfiltrated, data security is ensured, probably data provenance is ensured, because provenance also becomes very, very important. So what kind of solutions and framework you can develop which can ensure data security is the theme of the second problem statement, which is on data security. Then we have next one is wearable device security and privacy. So we are having smart watches to all kind of devices which we can have. We have AR VR devices. We also have small devices like dash cams to you can think of any IoT device which is miniature, which has a lot of sensors. So the idea when we talk about wearable device security is that we need to ensure that leakage of data does not happen, because these devices are collecting a lot of personal data. People can do a lot of side channel attacks, because how do you extract data from wearable devices in a manner that the user doesn't know? So we require because these devices are having very less compute, very less battery, and very less storage capacity. So we also require next generation lightweight encryption solutions which can work on these without draining the resources, but then can effectively give us security. So a lot of private data which is being collected by these wearable devices includes your health data also, right? So what can you do? Because this data will be then used for doing a lot of cybersecurity and cybercrime related incidents. So the idea is, in this wearable device security and privacy, broadly, you can think of anything to secure data leakage prevention. You can think of how to ensure data safety from side channel attack. You can think of developing next generation lightweight protocols and encryption solutions. You can also think methods and ways and means using which the possible cyber crimes and cybersecurity incidents can be prevented. So this is very interesting, because we all are using wearable devices going forward. Next, we have very interesting problem which is on clone and fake app mitigation. So we all have apps, and apps could be malicious at times. App could be banned many times. For example, we have seen TikTok was banned, and then many other apps which are doing data breaches or which are not safe for the users or for the ecosystem are banned by the government. But then there are clones, there are fake apps, and there are fake apps which steal your data. So what can be done to make sure that these clone and fake app risk is mitigated? A solution which can ensure this, maybe on app stores, maybe on devices, maybe on how we can make sure they are not propagating. Also, how we can investigate those, how and what can we do? What all artifacts we can collect to ensure these apps are not stealing data, not posing a threat to the users' data as well as to the ecosystem, connected ecosystem. Also, they are not doing activities which are anti-national. So there is a lot which can be done under the clone and fake app mitigation problem statement, and very interesting one. So you can think of anything which you think comes under. These are some of the broad outlines. You can think many more. These thoughts which we are sharing are by no means exhaustive, right? You can think of on your own. Next, moving on, I think we have AI for threat detection and incident response, and we all always have a threat detection and incident response kind of problem statement. But important is because today we live in the era of artificial intelligence where a lot of data mining can be done very, very fast. We have extremely good compute, very robust data sets. So what can be done by leveraging artificial intelligence for doing threat detection, and how we can seamlessly integrate them into the existing solutions, Siemens-Soft solutions and existing security solutions? Can we also have some kind of self-healing systems? Because always you will not be able to identify zero-day attacks in advance, and there could be compromises. And can the system be self-healing and can do things on its own? So threat detection and incident response using artificial intelligence. How we can leverage data, because data could be biased, and then we may not have indigenous data many a times, because the tools which are developed or models which are developed, which we use at times, are not indigenous. So there might be biases, there might be a lack of relatability because indigenous data sets are not there. So can we do some kind of indigenous data set generation and bias-free model, ensuring that it works fine as per the requirement? Are they scalable, efficient, and effective threat detection and incident solution, which can then fit well into the existing infrastructure? It should not be the case that it requires a completely new system to be replaced, and ideally it should be integrable with the existing system. Moving on to the next and the final problem statement: securing next generation biometric systems. So in this case, what we want to do is, there is large scale attack which are being done on the existing biometric systems. We have seen people can fake fingers, hot fingers are being developed. Using silicon mask, people can try to bypass face detection. So can we figure out in next generation biometric system, can we figure out how to ensure that the attacks which are being planned and done and which are prevailing these days on existing biometric solution and authentication system be prevented? Can we make solutions for investigation? Can we make solution and usage of this biometric and authentication system in digital forensic investigation? So there are a lot which can be done under securing next generation biometric system, including authentication system. And you can think of any problem statement among these 6 problem statements. Any company can submit initially, I think, on all the problem statement, but I think only one problem statement per startup will go forward. So a company or a team can have multiple ideas which they can submit on each of the problem statement to start with, but only one of them will go forward. So this is all about problem statements. And if you have any questions, please do write to us on the email ID, which I think Hemang will type in the chat box. Feel free to ask questions, and hope to see a lot of ideas submitted, because ideation will definitely help, not only in terms of participation in this competition, but some of the ideas without the competition can also become very, very big. We have seen in past. So I encourage all of you to take part in large number, help out and spread the word about Cybersecurity Grand Challenge among your networks. Post about it on LinkedIn and various social media so that people know about it, so that we can get wider participation. Hemang, please post the email ID on the chat. With this, I will give back control to the DSCI team. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for both of yours insights and inputs on how things would be progressing. We have also shared the contact us mail ID. It's also there in our portal. You have any queries, you want to reach out to us regarding anything, we'll be happy to assist you with the same. Meanwhile, we have few questions, and if anyone has any question regarding to the process, they could just ask it in the chat box and we'll be happy to answer that. Atul sir, I think you're on mute.
Sorry, I was saying I can see a couple of questions, so I'll try to answer that. And meanwhile, you can also check what kind of questions are coming.
Sure.
So Anirban has a question: can a startup propose multiple ideas with different team members? So the point here, one startup can have multiple ideas. So a startup means a team can have ideas for all 6 problem statements. But as Dr. Gaurav also mentioned previously, only one idea will go ahead at the idea stage. So only one idea will be qualified. That is totally on the discretion of the jury members, which idea they are picking up. But yeah, it's going to be only one going forward. You are allowed to submit 6.
Yeah, but important thing is that once you submit 6, it is prerogative of jury to select which one. You can't say, okay, if let's say one idea of yours is selected and you say, no, the other one was more promising according to me.
Yes.
So be prepared that you submit your best ideas, because if any one of them goes forward, it may happen that your 2 ideas are good and we only initially jury shortlist 2 ideas, but they eventually decide one. And it may so happen that the best one which you submitted could be the one, might not have made it. So very judiciously submit number of ideas that you want.
Couple of questions I can see which is beyond actually grand challenge. Love to discuss on those fronts separately, probably around data protection and on. We can see a couple of questions, but yeah, on the grand challenge front, I can see a very few questions. I think some limitation moderator would be able to see probably, but yeah, if you have any questions not able to raise here or want to discuss further, Hemang has shared the email ID. Please do reach out to us. Many of you would directly know us, Dr. Gaurav, Hemang, me. You can reach out to us directly as well. This kind of activity, the sessions will be keep conducting throughout this month till the time this idea stage nominations are open. Sorry. In that case, you'll get more opportunities to sort of ask those questions. So be ready with that. And probably and that's why we planned this a week after we launched it, because we wanted you to go through the nitty gritties and have some of the questions. And in case you want to ask something, we'll be keep doing it. So you can further get the opportunity to ask all those things. Yeah. So Hemang, if you don't have further questions, probably we can close it.
Yes, I think there's one more question that we can address.
Yeah, I think Jeevesh has asked one question which says that if it is in more than one category, you have to decide which one you want to put in. You are the best just where it fits well. Same idea can't be submitted in 2. So I think we have one more of Shankar Murali, which talks about we prefer original ideas which have been developed in India. The core contribution has to be, an indigenous original idea. That is the answer for this question. So, you may use basic building blocks from wherever, but the core solution has to be original and the contribution has to be original.
And if you are using something from outside, disclose it so that the jury will have a very clear-cut perspective on that.
Yeah, they can evaluate what is your contribution and what you are.
And it is beneficial for you as well. Sometimes options would be available even if you don't know that even Indian options are available for that, or one of your peer startup or researcher working on that. I'll take a couple of minutes to brief you on that as well. See, we have at DSCI with the government, actually, we have worked on certain things to understand what kind of capabilities we have here in India. And thousands of researchers, research papers at that level, we have gone and understood. We have gone ahead and looked at the products as well, what kind of capabilities we have. So many times what happens, we have an option next to us, we don't know. So even while you go through that mentorship and all, probably if you disclose it upfront, we may suggest you some more options, right? So even in that way, you can optimize things.
So we have another question by Dinesh, if you could address that.
Can't see. Dr. Gaurav, can you see the question?
Yeah, it says if our team has developed a solution for one of the problem and our product is 95% ready to go to market stage, can we launch it now instead of waiting until the final stage of the competition in December 2025.
So if it's a ready solution, then ideally it won't fall under this. Actually, it's already exists. I'm assuming you have already had some POCs done if you are going into that zone, right? If we can discuss further, and then probably we'll be in better position to guide you on that part. So you can just drop a line, and probably Hemang or somebody from the team will reach out to you. We can understand a bit more, and we can help you out understanding this problem.
Yes, I think that would be a better approach. What I think Dr. Gaurav, could you just address the last question, and I think then
Okay,
we'll.
so Shalini is asking clone and fake app is only about mobile apps or any other include web apps. So see, app could be a mobile app could be an app on the internet or any other place, or a combination. It depends what is that you are envisaging, because when we are talking about clone and fake apps, there is no limitation that it has to be only on smartphone. You can think of complete universe.
I think we have.
But yeah, last thing here, I'll say again what I was saying initially. We need to all the budding entrepreneurs, aspirants for the Grand Challenge. Feel free to raise the questions. Feel free to put your queries so that we'll not wait till the last moment and you'll stuck. So we'll keep responding to those queries. But yeah, make sure you are nominating so that you'll get into this journey. We'll get to know you guys, right? So that in one way or other, wherever it's required, we'll be able to support you. That's the whole intent, right? This kind of initiative is not about, again, I'll repeat, it is not just about the prize money. It's just not about winning the challenge. It's about creating that momentum in the ecosystem. And with the larger intent to make India as a global hub for cybersecurity, these kind of things plays a very, very critical role. And the way we have seen momentum in last 5-7 years of time frame, having more and more product companies coming in and the technology companies coming in cyber, I think I'm expecting a lot of new companies coming out of this initiative as well. That's only possible if you nominate. So please do nominate. And with this, I think, Hemang, if you have anything else, we can close.
I think rest of the question we could address on a one-to-one basis. We have already shared the email ID in the chat with you all. You can drop us an email with your queries if you have with the registration process, the company profiling and anything, and we'll be happy to assist you with the same. And I'd like to thank Atul Kumar sir and Dr. Gaurav for having this session with us. Thank you and have a great day ahead.
Thank you. Thank you, Hemang. Thank you, Dr. Gaurav. And thank you, everyone, for joining us.